ABC 7 business commentator Richard Stern is joining us now to let us know that the month of July is in the books, so we want to see how we did on Wall Street.
Well, Haley, we did very well. I'd like to take the credit personally, but I'm afraid it's the investors who put their money to work that made it so good. In fact, the month of July, the year-to-date now, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is up by 11% plus, as is the S&P. We've seen record closes for the Dow every day for a week, including today. And during the month, we saw record closes for both the Dow Jones Industrial Average, the NASDAQ, and the S&P 500. So no matter how you slice it, the second best month of the year. Only February had better numbers than we saw for the month of July. So let's take a look and see how we did finish. A record close, there it is. The Dow was actually intraday over 21,900 for the first time. We closed at 21,891.12, a gain of almost 61 points, 0.3% on volume of 699 million shares. The NASDAQ, the loser of the day, but a very strong month, up 26.5 points. Make that down 26.5 points, down 0.4% at 6,348.12. That on volume of 1,648 million shares. The S&P barely went anywhere, not even 0.1%, down less than 2 points at 2,470.30. Well, there are a number of stocks that did very well and had a lot to do with the fact that we had such a good month of July, but there's simply no question that Boeing was the primary reason behind it. Boeing announced excellent earnings, and in just the last 6 trading days, the stock has been up by 15%. That translates, as part of the Dow, into more than 200 Dow points thanks to Boeing alone. And they announced just today that they're expecting huge orders out of India, which up until this point has been a relatively modest contribution to earnings, but they're looking at billions of dollars of orders coming from India over the next 20 years. I know 20 years is a long time, but that's a lot of money being spent, and Boeing has certainly been the result or the benefactor of it. And the bottom line was July was just fine, thank you, and year to date, no complaints at all.
So, Richard, the new month starts tomorrow. What are your expectations then for August?
Well, Scott, I'd love to tell you I know, but the bottom line is it's all about earnings, and so far earnings have been nothing short of terrific, and earnings will come at us again tomorrow. A number of companies reporting earnings, so we'll see how it goes. But as earnings go, so will go the month of August, the famous summer rally, as we call it.
All right. Richard, thank you so much.
You're welcome.